Greetings, Earthlings. Today I'm back with a very unsexy microphone. A very sexy microphone review. That's what you won't believe what this thing does. Please watch. Just please watch the video. I need your acceptance. The microphone that we're looking at today is the Sennheiser MD42, which is an omnidirectional dynamic microphone used for in-the-field reporting or electronic news gathering. If you are interested in this microphone, it will cost you around $200. Like always, I'll throw some links down below. And for this review, I have the microphone connected directly to the 18i 22nd Gen. My gain is set just shy of 100%. I will not do any kind of post-processing, but I may have to boost it in post, so check the doobly-doo to see what I diddly did. And now let's talk about what comes in the box. First off, everything comes in a plastic storage box. You'll of course get the microphone, and you'll get some documentation. That's right, you get no microphone clip with this microphone because it is intended to only be a handheld microphone. Then as far as the build quality, just like every single electronic news gathering microphone, this thing is built like an absolute tank. It has an all-metal body, which is quite long, especially when compared to a standard handheld microphone. It measures in at 9.84 inches or 250 millimeters. It does have a metal grill, which has no give to it. It weighs in at 360 grams. As you move around the microphone, there are no buttons, no switches, no nothing. And on the bottom, you'll find the XLR port. And it's made in Germany. Then as far as the specs, this microphone has an omnidirectional polar pattern, which is why it is a reporting microphone. It has a frequency response of 40 Hz to 18 kHz, a sensitivity of approximately -54 decibels, and an impedance of 350 ohms. Now let's go ahead and test the polar pattern of this thing, and I will just slowly move around the microphone 180 degrees, going around, and we are back where we started. And now I am speaking into the top of the microphone. You can tell I am getting a much clearer sound. I will go ahead and rotate around to 90 degrees. You can hear a lot of the top end fall off. We'll continue around to the rear of the microphone. Here's how it sounds from here. Continuing around the microphone to the second 90-degree angle, and then rotating and ending at the front of the mic. Because this is a handheld microphone, I will go ahead and pass it back and forth between my hands to see how it does at rejecting that kind of noise. Of course, we will test the plosive rejection of this thing. Please bring pizza pronto. Please bring pizza pronto. Please bring pizza pronto. Now I am right on top of the microphone, and you should not hear any actual proximity effect because this is an omnidirectional microphone, meaning it does not experience the proximity effect. Now I'm about 3 inches away from the microphone, and here is how it sounds. About 1 foot away from the microphone, and about 2 feet away from the microphone, speaking into the top of it. And now to demonstrate how you may actually be using this in the real world, now I'm about a foot, maybe a foot and a half away from the mic. I am speaking into it at about a 45-degree angle downwards, and this is the position I would most likely be using it if I was interviewing somebody face-to-face, if we weren't in these current times, and the person would be where you are, and you would be speaking into the microphone. This is the sound that you could expect if you used it in this setup. Now let's go ahead and see how well this microphone does at focusing in on the human voice in a loud environment like a traffic jam. Welcome back to the 9 o'clock news on Channel 6 WNYC. As you have heard, a comet is headed directly for Earth. The likelihood of a direct impact is nearly 100%. This could not come soon enough. I await the sweet, sweet relief of death. Back to you, Cheryl. Why did the traffic stop? Here's how the microphone sounds in a well-treated room, although I don't think this is a particularly useful test for this microphone. And here's how the microphone sounds in a completely untreated room. I know it's not ideal. It's the best I can do. No microphone clip. Of course, I will tap the microphone's body to see if there are any kind of resonant frequencies. And if you are an absolute maniac and you decide to cup the Sennheiser omnidirectional MD42, here is how it sounds, and I hope you get locked up, you maniac. Now I want to do a very quick comparison between the Sennheiser MD42 and all the other ENG microphones that I have, so we can see how it stacks up against all the other competition out there. Of course, we will start with the MD42. I am 6 inches off of the microphone, gain nearly at 100%, and here is how the audio sounds. First up, I am on the Movo HM-M2, which is another reporting handheld omnidirectional microphone. I am 6 inches off, gain at the exact same distance, check the lower third to see how much I boosted it, and here is how it sounds compared to the Sennheiser. We are back on the Sennheiser MD42, a $200 microphone, gain at the same distance, gain at the same amount, distance at the same space. Words are hard. Here's how it sounds. Let's jump to another one. Now I am talking into the Rode Reporter microphone, which goes for about $130. This is another interviewer ENG microphone, same distance, same gain setting, and here is how it sounds compared to the Sennheiser. Back on the Sennheiser MD42, still 6 inches away, gain nearly at 100%. Here is how the audio sounds at this distance. Let's jump to another one so you can hear how it compares to that. Now I am speaking into one of the most famous ENG microphones, the Electro Voice EV635a. This thing will go for about $140, and I am at the same distance, same gain setting, and here's how it sounds compared to a more modern microphone, the MD42. Again, we are back on the Sennheiser MD42, Sennheiser's ENG offering. Here is how the microphone sounds. Make sure to check the lower thirds to see how much I boost each of these microphones, and let's jump to the next one. Now I'm speaking into the Electro Voice RE50B, another handheld omnidirectional dynamic microphone. I am 6 inches off, gain at the exact same amount, and here is how the audio compares to the Sennheiser as well as all the other microphones that I have tested so far. Alright, you never would have guessed it, but we are back on the MD42. Here is how the microphone sounds. Let's jump to one more microphone and compare it to that. And lastly, I am speaking into the Lewitt Interviewer, which is a $200 ENG microphone. I am 6 inches off, gain at the exact same amount, and here is how it sounds. Let me know in the comments down below which of these microphones did you like the best, the Lewitt, the Electro Voice, the Rode, the Movo, or the Sennheiser. Let me know in the comments down below. Welp, this may not have been a very sexy or exciting review, not all of them can be, but I think this microphone is designed for a very specific use case, and I think it would perform that job admirably. And first up, in terms of pros, the build quality of this microphone does feel excellent. It also did a surprisingly good job at plosive rejection. The handling noise wasn't the best, but it wasn't terrible. It also has a hotter output than a lot of the other ENG microphones, and it does have a much better look to it than the puke color of the 635a, even though this does hold a special place in my heart. And then in terms of cons, the sound. It is a bit top heavy, it's not the smoothest, and it's not particularly pleasing to listen to, although when I compare it to all of the ENG mics that I have, none of them are particularly good sounding, and I do think that's partially by design. And now, what are my overall thoughts of this microphone? We're not talking about any kind of music applications because you would not use this for music, but for spoken word, as I mentioned, it is very, very top heavy, and I think that is intentional. I think it is to really capture and draw out the articulation and detail in your voice, especially in a loud environment where that may start to get lost. Also, the midsection isn't overly congested sounding, it's not overly nasally, which I think is really nice, especially when we compared it to some of the older offerings out there. And the low end is a bit lacking, But again, I think that's by design to limit the amount of low-end rumble from crowd noise or traffic noise while you're reporting with this microphone in the field. And now, would I recommend the Sennheiser MD42 handheld dynamic omnidirectional reporting electronic news gathering microphone? Sure, yes I would. Out of all of the microphones that I compared in this video, I liked the Sennheiser, the Rode, and the Lewitt mic the best. The Electro voices and the Movo just sounded a bit too muffled and congested, which is not something you want in a loud environment where it's hard to hear you. All three of the microphones that I liked have a nice amount of detail to them and articulation, which will make it easier to understand what you're trying to say into the microphone. I can't tell you which one of these microphones that you like the tone of the best, or which of these microphones will fit your use cases the best. You will have to decide that for yourself. But as far as the Sennheiser, I do think that it would be a very successful ENG or field reporting microphone. Alright, I think that's going to wrap up for today, but like always, I want to hear from you in the comments down below. Which of the microphones that I compared the Sennheiser against did you like the best? Did you like the Senny, the Lewitt, the Rode, the EVs, or the Movo? Let me know in the comments down below. If you found this video fun, interesting, or helpful, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. If you hated it, thumbs down. Want more videos? Subscribe. Logo down beneath me. Don't forget to hit that bell icon. Want to talk about microphones all day? Go to the Discord server, podcastage.com/discord. Do it. Also, if you want to support the channel and become one of these amazing people over here, you can do so by clicking that join button and joining at the $5 tier or higher. It really does help me continue to bring you these videos. Until next time, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. I'll talk to you later. Bye.